It can be overwhelming trying to search for grants that actually fit your nonprofit. Whether you're brand new to grants or already writing them, here's the truth. Finding a grant is more than just Googling grants for nonprofits. Stick around to see how I find grant opportunities in just 5 minutes. But not just any grants. I'll show you how I decide which ones are worth the time to pursue and which ones are not. In this video, I'm going to create a fictional nonprofit, then conduct a search for actual grants in real time. We're going to compare AI search results to Google search results. Then you can say goodbye to ineffective research and hello to more time for what matters most, making a difference in your community. We'll begin with the new kid on the block, artificial intelligence. Step 1, gather the essential information to develop a prompt, which is a statement of detailed information to tell AI what we're looking for. For our fictional nonprofit, we have to include mission. Our fictional nonprofit provides mental health support. People. Our fictional nonprofit serves youth. Service area. Our fictional nonprofit is in Kentucky. And timing. We're looking for grants that match the time that I create and post this video, which is in 2025. Step 2, finish building out the entire prompt. My personal preference is to create a complete narrative paragraph. This prompt is also posted in the description below this video, so you can copy and adapt it for your needs. I'm going to read the whole prompt because I want to share some pro tips with it. I work with a nonprofit, there's a definer, that provides mental health support mission to youth, people in rural Kentucky. Place. Please provide a list of current or upcoming grant opportunities in 2025 that align with this mission and geographic focus. Include federal, state, and private foundations where possible. Only include opportunities that match this type of organization. It's good to keep AI in place. For each opportunity, include the grant funder name, description, eligibility, scope, deadline, and website links as available. Side note, I am also posting this video in the first half of the first year of the Trump administration, when the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, program is in full effect. Federal grants are in complete flux right now, so it's likely we won't see any grants at this time that we can use, but we don't know the future, so I'll leave this in place just in case. In this video, I'll use ChatGPT, the free version, because you have told me in Grant Chatter polls that you like it the most. But you can use this prompt with other AI tools, your choice. By the way, I post polls every week on YouTube to learn more from you about the kinds of Grant Chatter videos that you want. So be sure to subscribe and vote. So that was the AI prompt. Now let's build a prompt for a Google search. Side note, Google does have its own AI called Gemini, so you can use the prompt we just wrote for that. But here we're going to use the search format that changed our language and gave us the verb to Google something. A narrative prompt won't work in OG Google searches, so let's try minimal yet comprehensive verbiage such as federal, state, and private foundation grants available in 2025 for a nonprofit that provides mental health support to youth in Kentucky. I also have this prompt in the description below the video so you can adapt and try it for your needs as well. The prompts are ready. I have not tried these in advance, so you and I will be seeing them together for the first time, and you'll see how I assess grants in 5 minutes. Let's go to the laptop. Here we are at ChatGPT. I have the prompt in a notepad. I'm going to copy and paste it right into the Ask Anything box. I have not seen these results at all, so you will see how I react to them for the first time. Let's go. All right, so as we see results starting to come in, I'm going to scroll down just to see how they're organized. Chat does do a nice job of providing a very readable list. And so we see federal and state grants, and as we scroll down, private and foundation grants. And then it keeps going. This is quite nice. We have 10 options. Now, there are some additional resources, and lots of links. So plenty of things to research. So if this is only going to be 5 minutes, let's see how I will assess that. Now I'm going to scroll back to the top. So you can copy all of this onto a separate document and it will save all those links for you. Now, school-based mental health implementation grant. So right away, if you're not a school, we said in the prompt we're a nonprofit. Now, there are some schools that are nonprofits, but in my instance, we're not a school, so I'm going to pass on that one. So that takes that one away. Behavioral health, workforce education, and training. Okay, so this is for the people in your organization to receive training. Now, if that's something you can use, that is something to look at. However, if this is publicly funded, as I said before, at the time I'm filming this, this could be a grant that is on hold right now, but it's worth perhaps putting in your file and maybe checking the website to see what's happening. I may check the website, but I want to look first and see what's down below, because I will tell you, I prefer to go local and out. There's a pro tip: your service territory and the grant funder service territory. The more they can match, the better. Rural Communities Opioid Response Program. Now, are we dealing in our nonprofit with opioid situation? That could be up or down in that one. I imagine that would be, I'm not a mental health professional, that could be something, but if that doesn't work in your situation, another grant to pass on. Community Development Block Grant Public Services. I do know that these are not necessarily something to look at the moment. Again, the Doge effect has these in flux. However, Community Development Block grants are blocks of funding going from the federal government to the state governments and then granted out under very tight circumstances. So there might be something there in the future. Let's go away then from public funding. Private and foundation grants. Steele Reese Foundation Appalachian Kentucky Grant Program. Now here's where perhaps the geography, not just the state of Kentucky, but now you get regional. Are you providing services in Appalachia, or are you in Western Kentucky? So this could be something that fits you or not. And I'm not going to define that for our fictional nonprofit, but I just want you to see that this could be something, or this might not be something, because the geography has been defined down from just statewide. Foundation for a Healthy Kentucky free program supports grassroots organizations providing trauma-informed, culturally responsive mental health and recovery services. All right, that could be an option. And then Interact for Health, Rural Changemaker RFP, funds grassroots initiatives in rural Kentucky that address health. I kind of like this one. It's a little more general. And so we have a website, Instrumental. That is a grant search database. It is a paid database, but you might be able to find something in there. I'm going to see if we can't find its website. All right, hang on to number 7. I like that one. United Way of the Bluegrass, Basic Needs Grant. I can tell you I've written the basic needs grants, and there could definitely be something there. So 7 and 8, let's take a look at those. 9, the Cliff Family Foundation Open Call supports nonprofits to working to enhance community health. Okay, Grant Ready Kentucky, we'll take a look at that website and see if there's something else there. And then the Tony Robbins Foundation grant. I believe this is national, because I believe this name is familiar to me, but I don't know enough to say for sure. And this might be national, and it's private and national. I will say the competition is much higher when you've got a national celebrity-based foundation. So let's take a look at 7, 8, and 9. And so we're going to go. I'm going to go to the next screen. I'm just going to paste and search Rural Investment Strategy 2020. So the Interact for Health Open Funding. So I won't take all the time here, but there is one of our opportunities. Then United Way of the Bluegrass Basic Needs Grant. Let's see, Legacy Foundation of Kentuckiana. What is that link? Okay, and here's the whole process on determining, is this worth your time to apply? Can you two partner together? Are you helping them to meet their mission while meeting your own? And then the Cliff Family Foundation, Grant Ready Kentucky. Interesting, I don't know this website. Let's look. Ah, and here's an even wider list of grant opportunities. And I want you to notice this here up top, training and events as well as grants. I would say when you find these, take advantage of them. A lot of these are free training, and a lot of these will get you connected, and you can start networking, and then your results can become even better. So now I'm looking at the timer here. It says 7 minutes, but I've given you a bunch of pro tips in there. So in that short period of time through ChatGPT, we have found 3 opportunities. Now, yes, up here in the federal and the public funding, yes, we found more, but as I said, who knows where they stand right now. These are privately funded. They're not going to be impacted by DOGE. DOGE does not have sway over private funding. So that is AI. Let's close those tabs that I opened. Let's go. I'm going to step away for just a second here to a notepad where I have our prompt for Google. Let's go now to the Google search. And here you can just see I just pasted it into the search bar. What do we get? Okay, now we're back here to mental health grants in Kentucky from Instrumental. They appear often in my searches at the top of the list, probably because I'm a grant professional and I search about grants a lot. They are a paid, it's a very comprehensive database, but it is paid. So to see this for free, it's going to be pretty nominal, but there's the search result. Now, Grant Watch is also another paid subscription database. Now, the grant portal, I'm not familiar with this, Grants for Mental Health in Kentucky. So here you're seeing, of course, the difference with Google is you're not seeing a customized list. It's just offering you options to dive further in. Now, this says 167 grants for mental health, 288 million in available funds. That sounds pretty exciting. Now, searching the database, again, this could be something where, I see you can you can use keywords, and you can break things down by who you are, where you are, and your interest level. And looks like there might be a free level. I'll bet there's also a subscription level. But let's go back. But don't discount it completely. Sometimes these things do provide some good free research and at least get you a few hints to go further. Instrumental again. Youth Today, Kentucky Community Health and Youth Grants. Looks promising. Let's see. All right. This grants focus. And it's important. When was this article written? There can be some wonderfully informative articles, but when were they written? If we're in 2025 and this article was written in 2018, I'm sorry, that is not relevant anymore. So, January 10th, 2025. Okay. So, Good Works Program, we didn't see that on the other list that I remember. All right, they list 1, and there is a hot link. Let's see. Okay, the Good Works Program, $2.5 million to nonprofits. All right, that's a pretty extensive grant program in the state of Kentucky. That's a good giving base. So who we support and eligibility. So this is nicely laid out. And so through your Google search, it takes you directly to the website that might be helpful for you. Let's go back. Whoops, one more. All right, and then SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. Those of you in the mental health world of nonprofits or government agencies are likely familiar with SAMHSA. And I can't tell you exactly where DOGE is on SAMHSA because this is government funding. I'm willing to bet there's a bit of a pause, to put it mildly. But just so you know, here's what comes up in these searches. Then Grant Ready Kentucky, I believe we saw that, didn't we, before? Yes, we did. So this is kind of looking like a good resource, and this is kind of looking like something that you may want to bookmark if you're in Kentucky and you're looking for grants. Now, I know if you're not in Kentucky, it's not useful to you, but I want you to understand that as you do these searches, some common things come up. I will tell you, I have done so many searches in my career and for you on Grant Chatter that a lot of common websites show up. So even though we have a list here, and you could go to the next page. There's nothing stopping you from going to page 2 of a Google search. I know it's not the most common thing, but you could find potentially something there Bloomerang, another grant search database. The Community Foundation of Louisville, ding, ding, ding. Community foundations. If you've watched enough of my nonprofit funding videos, you know that I talk about community foundations all the time. Now, there's a geographic limit. Louisville means Louisville area. So if you're in Elizabethtown, you're not going to get funding from the Community Foundation of Louisville, but you have a community foundation near you. I don't know what it is without looking it up, but you have one. So there we are I'm looking at my timer, 13 minutes. We have looked at ChatGPT, and we've looked at Google, and we have found a small handful of grants. That's how it works. You start with a list and you pare down, and we have found what looks like a couple of networking opportunities. Your community foundation is a networking opportunity. And so I'm hoping that you find this useful and enjoy your own search. You can see that finding the right grant for your nonprofit takes work, but the results are best when you start with the right story and match it to the right funder. That's why understanding your nonprofit's core mission and territory is everything. AI and Google can help, but the clarity comes from you. Now it's your turn. Check the description below the video to get those prompts and get started on your own free grant search. Let me know in the comments how it worked for you. Once you find those grants, it will be time to start writing, and this video is a complete guide to writing a winning grant proposal. And this video shows you how I learned the hard way the most common mistakes in grant writing and how I got past them to win millions for the nonprofits I have served. I'm Tiffany. Thanks for watching. Choose which Grant Chatter video you want to watch next, and I'll see you there.